Most people think coffee just wakes you up, but inside your body, that cup is quietly rewiring how your nerves talk, fire, and even feel pain. And it all starts within minutes. So let me ask you this before we go any further. How does coffee make you feel? Calm and focused? Jittery and anxious? Or somewhere in between? Tell me in the comments, because your answer matters more than you think. I want you to imagine your nervous system as a massive electrical network, with messages constantly traveling between your brain and your body. Every thought, movement, and sensation depends on clean, steady signals. When you drink coffee, caffeine steps directly into that system and changes how those signals behave. The first thing caffeine does is block a chemical called adenosine. Adenosine normally tells your nerves, "Slow down, it's time to rest." When caffeine blocks that message, your nerves stay more alert, more active, and more responsive. That's why you feel more awake, more mentally sharp, and sometimes even more confident after coffee. Your nerves are literally firing more easily. For many people, this boost feels like clarity and motivation. But here's the part most people don't realize. When your nerves fire more easily, they don't just amplify focus, they amplify everything. Sound can feel louder, stress can feel sharper, and emotions can feel more intense. I've seen people say, "Coffee helps my brain, but it makes my body tense." That's not weakness. That's your nervous system being stimulated across the board. As caffeine continues to circulate, it increases the release of adrenaline. This is your alert hormone, and it prepares your nerves for action. Your heart rate rises slightly, blood flow increases, and nerve endings become more sensitive. In small amounts, this can improve reaction time and coordination. Your nerves communicate faster, which is why athletes and students often rely on coffee. But sensitivity has a flip side. If you've ever felt shaky hands, restless legs, or that buzzing feeling under your skin, that's nerve overstimulation. Your nerves are sending signals too frequently, and your body struggles to slow them down. Now here's something reassuring. This doesn't mean coffee is damaging your nerves. In healthy amounts, caffeine does not destroy nerve cells. What it does is temporarily push them into a higher gear. Think of it like revving an engine. A short rev can be helpful. Constant revving without rest can wear things out. This is where individual tolerance comes in. Some nervous systems clear caffeine quickly, while others hold on to it for hours. Genetics, sleep quality, stress levels, and even gut health all play a role. Have you ever noticed that coffee hits harder when you're tired or stressed? That's because your nervous system is already running hot. Caffeine just adds fuel. Another interesting effect of coffee on nerves is pain perception. Caffeine can temporarily reduce pain signals for some people. That's why it's included in certain headache medications. But for others, especially with sensitive nerves, coffee can increase nerve-related pain. Tingling, burning sensations, or heightened discomfort can appear, especially in people with anxiety or nerve sensitivity. This doesn't mean coffee is bad for your nerves. It means your nerves are communicating loudly, and they're asking you to listen. Here's a quick pattern interrupt. Have you ever felt calm but alert after coffee one day, then anxious after the same amount another day? Same drink, different nervous system state. As caffeine continues to work, your brain adapts. Over time, it creates more adenosine receptors to balance the stimulation. That's tolerance. This is why daily coffee drinkers may feel normal after coffee rather than energized. Their nervous system has learned to expect it. But when coffee is suddenly removed, those extra receptors are unblocked. The nerves slow down too much, leading to headaches, fatigue, and brain fog. That withdrawal headache is not damage. It's your nerves recalibrating. One practical tip I often share is timing. Drinking coffee too early, before your natural cortisol rhythm peaks, can overstimulate your nerves unnecessarily. Waiting 60 to 90 minutes after waking can feel smoother. Another tip is pairing coffee with food. Food slows caffeine absorption, giving your nerves a gentler rise instead of a spike. This can reduce jitters and nerve tension. Hydration also matters. Dehydration makes nerves more irritable. If coffee replaces water, nerve sensitivity increases. Let's talk about long-term nerve health. Coffee contains antioxidants that protect brain and nerve cells from oxidative stress. This is one of the reasons moderate coffee intake is linked to better brain aging. So yes, coffee can be both stimulating and protective. The difference is dose and awareness. Here's where I want you to be honest with yourself. Do you drink coffee for energy, or are you using it to push through exhaustion? Your nerves know the difference. When nerves are repeatedly overstimulated without recovery, symptoms like anxiety, sleep disruption, and numbness can appear. Not because coffee is evil, but because rest is missing. If coffee makes you anxious, the answer isn't always quitting. Sometimes it's reducing the dose, switching to earlier hours, or choosing a slower release source like coffee with protein. And if coffee makes you feel focused, motivated, and mentally alive, that's your nervous system responding well. There's nothing wrong with that. The goal is harmony, not stimulation at all costs. I want you to see coffee as a conversation with your nerves. Every cup sends a message. Your job is to notice how your body replies. So pay attention to your hands, your breathing, your sleep, and your mood. Those are nerve signals, not random symptoms. If you've learned something new today, take a moment to reflect on how coffee fits into your daily rhythm. Your nervous system isn't fragile, it's intelligent and adaptable. And when you work with it instead of against it, even something as simple as a cup of coffee can become a tool, not a trigger.